This is the birthday of Swami, this one, Dakshinamurti's installation. And so for that, they have to reenact that whole installation and to to energize the Murti through the Agama principles, so that we can have a good uh, we can have good bhakti, shraddha, and all our prayers are answered, especially prayers for Atmajnanam, knowledge. Then, along with that, there is this today being Ramanavami at 10:30. Here there will be puja till noon. Other than that, there is nothing else going on, and this is what we have to understand. Okay, we will have at 4 o'clock because Swamiji's class is not there at 4 o'clock. So the second class we will have at 4 o'clock. So if, as far as you are concerned, you should be here at the correct times for all of that. If you are here at 10:30, 11, you will see the Ram Navami Puja. 4 o'clock you come, you will get the class, and that's what it is. Okay, yeah. Any other questions? What? Swamiji's class is not there today, the second class. In lieu of Swamiji's class, we will have my class if people want. If nobody is coming, I will also take rest. Okay? Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I don't want to force myself on anybody. Yeah. So, and so then we will have, because there is a opening we will have, and because the 10:30 time is taken up by the Ramanavami, that's why we will have at 4 o'clock if people wish. If people have other plans, no problem. If you want to go to pujas, no problem at all, you just let me know, and then we won't have it. Okay, no problem. So that is that. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. So that's what we are doing now. If we can get the lights off, we will have meditation. Or if since we are already on a roll, let's have class first and then we can have meditation at the end. Is that okay? Yeah. Because the lights are on, we have already chanted the prayer and everything. Okay? Yes. So yesterday we talked about the Shadlingas, and we talked about, in specific, we talked about Apurvata. Apurvata, what does it mean? It means the that which is unique, that which cannot be gained from any other source, from any other way of knowing is not there. We also discussed pramana. And what is pramana? Way of knowing. And the way of knowing we discussed. And then this way of knowing is a specific way of knowing, because all other ways of knowing have two problems. What is the first problem? The first problem is, if I read the Upanishad, my own infrastructure, such as my own ragas, dveshas, etc., what happens to them? They come in the way of my reading. So let's say I'm reading Shvetaketu, and then Uddalaka, dialogue, conversation, and then Uddalaka tells Shvetaketu, you are Tad Brahma, you are the cause of the universe. And then when I'm reading, there will be all the defenses that mount. And what will they say? How can you be the cause? You are what? Because. How can the because be a cause? How can you be the cause? Idam sarvam Brahma. How can you be Ishvara? You can't be Ishvara. You can't be all. You can't be idam sarvam. What are you? Small. Yes. Brahman is all. You are small. Brahman is the cause. You are just because. And then finally, Brahman is God. And what are you? Odd, yes. G silent. Yeah. So this is the thinking. This is who's thinking. Every jiva's thinking. The jiva's thinking is this at itself. And so the jiva has already certain notions. We have to get rid of that first in order to understand the Upanishad. So therefore, the reading will not help because I am constantly battling against what I read. I read, okay, everything is, everything. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Who is this Ishvara? Why this Ishvara? No Ishvara, nothing like that. And then I go on. And so this way, there is a block. Because obviously, I come in the way of assimilating. The pramana does not work because I myself am rejecting the pramana. Maham Brahmanira Kuryam. That's why we say, may I not negate Brahman, and the pramana that comes to show me what is Brahman, may I not negate that also. So, therefore, that negation is there in the form of notions that have been the result of what we saw in the earlier class. What is that? Ajnana, Nidra, Suptihi. The sleep of beginningless Ajnanam gives, what is it called? Ghora Rupa Nidra, to use Adi Shankara's phrase that we heard earlier. What is Ghora Rupa Nidra? A terrible sleep. But sleep is actually comfortable. Sleep is actually wonderful. Why is sleep terrible? The nightmare is terrible. The nightmare of the sleep of Ajnanam is what? Anyatha Jnanam. Wrong understanding, erroneous knowledge. Erroneous knowledge is just awful. And so I'm writhing in the nightmare of my own notions, trapped in the nightmares of my own notions. And so for this person to be presented the Upanishad on the birthday and asked to read it will not make any dent in the understanding, because the prevalent notions are baliyan, they are stronger, and they mount a whole defense. That is the first reason the pramana does not work in terms of the Upanishad. Pramana does not work because I have my own notions and they mount a very big defense. And the second reason that this pramana is, there is a difficulty in accepting it as a pramana, is because all the other pramanas, who handles them? Me. Who is this me? Ahankara. The ahankara handles these pramanas. I am the one handling the pramana. I am the one seeing. I am the one hearing. I am the eyewitness of a unfortunate accident, and I can tell the police officer, I was here. I saw that this red car was at fault, not the blue car. Why? I saw it with my own eyes. I back up the pramana which are intimate to me, which I control. I handle these pramanas. Which are the pramanas I handle? Pratyaksha, direct perception. I handle my eyes, my ears, naturally. And what else? My inferences, my conclusions, right or wrong, I will stand by them. My conclusions I handle, my inferences I handle. What else do I handle? My comparisons I handle, my anupapatti. Of course, it is not here. Of course, the thing that I'm looking for is not here. Thank you. I have already looked before. It is not here. So, all these pancha pramanani, I am the handler. And that's why this pramana is seen with a little bit of a fear. And the ashrams which deal with the pramana are also seen with a fear. The teachers that teach this pramana also, we keep them at a distance. People will tell. People have all kinds of notions and they will tell, why you want to go to ashram? Are you sad? Did something depressing happen in your life? Is that why you want to go to ashram? It's not that sad people come to ashrams. Intelligent people who want to do something about their sadness, they come to ashram. Everybody is sad. This they don't understand. The people from the outside, the regular folks, what they will say, why you are here? You are such a successful person and your children are well settled. What is your deep sorrow that you keep going to the ashram? This is if you're in your retirement years. Then let's say if you are young, even more. You should have the middle path. Buddha said so. Yeah, but we are not Buddhists, doesn't matter. Right now we are. We should have the middle path. Why should you have the middle path? Extremes are not good. And if the same person were to extremely throw themselves into their work, nobody minds. Nobody says that's extreme. What about your spiritual education? You're neglecting it. No one will say. No one will say. It's sad. It's sad that the locus where the Upanishads were birthed is a place where the Upanishads are hardly known. Most of us growing up, we didn't have an idea what Upanishad was. We had ideas of some pujas and some things. Upanishad, what is that? How do you pronounce that? Why do I need to know this? It was seen as something that is there, but that is just not for you. It is not for you at all. What is for you? You have to reproduce our mistakes. Then that's what all the generations will say. Our mistakes of being in samsara, mistake number 1, and then refusing to leave samsara, mistake number 2, and then reproducing samsara, mistake number 3. That is our legacy for you. That is our expectation for you. And this is what you have to do. But still, there is a reverence for sannyasis and people who handle this pramana, who have been touched by this pramana. So, as Pujya Swamiji would put it, if the sannyasi is the neighbor's child, then you go and garland. Oh, I knew you as a small girl. Look at you now. I knew you as a small fellow, small boy. Look at you now, famous Swami. Wonderful. They will bring flowers, fruits, dakshina, do pada puja also. However, ... if their own child grows up to be a sannyasi, I disown you before you disown me. Don't show your face here. Go live in your ashram. You have abandoned us. How could you do this? What's wrong with you? And this is what the father will tell. The mother will cry and say, where did we go wrong as parents? They don't understand that what they have done is done right. They haven't understood that. Where did we go wrong as parents? What's wrong with us? Why, oh Lord, why have you kept us alive to this day, to see this day? Take us now. So much drama, so little Rama. Okay? Yeah. Too much drama. We need Rama without drama. If one thing you want to remember, take home from this course is, let me grow into a life of having Rama and having more and more Rama and less drama. This is what we have to aspire for. So why this fear of sannyasis, of gurus, of ashrams? We just want to take a photo from outside, have a meal and just sort of say hello to a sannyasi, have a selfie with a sannyasi. That's enough. We don't want to be touched by this knowledge because we are afraid. The pramana generates fear. It's almost like it's a fear of death. And indeed, the pramana is equal to death of ahankara as it is. That's why the pramana generates a lot of fear. This is the second reason why this pramana is not understood as a pramana, is not backed up as a pramana, is not ratified as a pramana. Because why? It's coming from outside, and everything that is coming from outside, it's nothing to do with me. I handle all the other pramanas, but I have to allow this pramana to handle me. I'm no longer the handler. And what does the jiva want most? Control. Yeah, control. Why? Control is power. Jiva wants power. Jiva wants control. And then, because of the interest in the power and the control, the jiva doesn't let go. The ahankara is gasping for breath, glub, 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 but then comes back with a vengeance and hits the pramana like a ball out of the field. And the ahankara feels very happy. Oh, sixer, wonderful. I am gaining. In fact, one is what? Losing. One is not gaining at all. It's a sad state when I do not let the pramana do its job. It's exactly like submitting to an operation. You Google your surgeon and you say, oh, is there, and then you go to surgeon number 2 because you want to see if you can avoid this operation. Who wants to have an operation? Raise your hands. Nobody will want. So therefore, you go to surgeon number 2. Do I really need this operation? And all the surgeons say what? Surgeon number 1, 2, 3, what do they say? Yes. If you want to continue to be alive, you need this operation when? Now. No other choice. You Google the surgeon, and then the surgeon's credentials, creds, as they say, are longer than the name. Okay, the name is only one few syllables, and the all the alphabets come later. ABC, PhD, and this and this, MD, this, that, so many things from A to Z. All the alphabets are various degrees, qualifications. Then you are happy. Then you have met the surgeon also, very happy. Now you say, okay, this person has 99.9 success rate in operations, and in the 25 years of practice, only 2-3 people have died. Okay, good. This is this is a very good statistic. No problem. And then what happens is that you go under, and then what else? You don't see the surgeon first at all. One person comes, a lady who is 4 feet 11 inches. Yeah, this is from the life of Pujya Swamiji, his story before one of his operations. She was exactly 4 feet 11 inches, and then she said, I am your anesthesiologist. Had I Googled the anesthesiologist? No, I didn't even know that I needed an anesthesiologist. I just thought magically something would happen, and then the tumor would be gone, or whatever doesn't belong could be gone. She seems pleasant enough until she says, what is your age? What is your weight? This is the first time nobody lies, either about the age or the weight. Yeah, nobody says I'm 29. Yeah, nobody says that. And nobody lies about the weight also, because that is how the anesthesia is calculated, I suppose. And so therefore the correct truth is given. After that, she gives one thing to sign, and your eyes are already blurry, and you're in a vulnerable position. You're in a hospital gown on a gurney. How much more vulnerable can you get? That time you cannot say, show me your credential. Where is your license to practice? Where did you graduate? How many people under your anesthesia did not come back? This is not the time for all these questions. Clearly, she is in power. Even though she is not quite 5 feet, she is in power. And what does she say? What does she do? Sign on the dotted line. Sign? I want to read. What does it say? You try to read, and then you give up because your hands are shaking at this point, because there was a unknown curved ball that has come. You had not prepared for this. And then what happens? Then she will explain what is there before the signature. What is there? Usually people come back after this is your consent for anesthesia. Most of the time they come back. Once in a while, Ram Naam Satya hai. They don't come back. And for that occasion, so that you of course, you will not sue our hospital because you will be elsewhere. And then, but your relatives and your loved ones must not hold us liable. Non-liability is this liability waiver. Malpractice waiver. Please sign on these two places. And you sign. It's just squiggles. And then what? Then you wonder what is going to happen now. Just count backwards. 10, 9, 8, gone. And you wake up in what is called the recovery room, and then you don't even know the surgery has taken place or not. And in fact, you're relieved it's all over. This is exactly how the pramana operates, and you have to allow it to operate. No, but where is the anesthesia? Those are the jokes. Yeah, the jokes are the anesthesia, so that the people will relax. That is the anesthesia in a Vedanta class. The little jokes are the anesthesia. You let go of the guard. You say, oh, I can laugh at this. This is fun. Everybody else is also laughing. Why should I just be serious? I'll also laugh. And you laugh. Laughter and laughing gas, same thing, so. And then you laugh. And then you let go a little more of control. The dental complex that stopped the person from laughing is gone. The person laughs, laughs some more, laughs, 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 laughs. And then he's ready for surgery. We think that the anesthesia is for us to not feel pain. It's an act of mercy by the medical establishment that you are put out for the time being so that you don't feel pain. But actually, really speaking, it really also benefits the surgeon. Because let's say you were awake. Let's say we were in some kind of a utopian Dwapara Yuga where there was possibility for surgery without anesthesia because there was some way you could just numb everything. The surgeon would still prefer anesthesia because the surgeon doesn't want you to be talking during surgery. Surgeon doesn't want you to be saying, show me the scalpel. Isn't that rather large? That you're going to cut with that? And hey, are you cutting in the right place? Don't amputate the wrong leg, Surgeon doesn't want your input. Why? Because she or he is the expert. Without your input, she or he has studied and knows what to do and what not to do. And then, therefore, does not want your input. The surgeon doesn't want your input before the operation or after the operation. Not at all. In fact, your anesthesia, you being under anesthesia, benefits the surgeon also, really speaking. And so that is how the operation happens. And here also the pramana operation happens in the same manner. I have to let go. I do not operate this pramana. What do? I let the pramana operate upon me. I let the pramana operate upon me. I am not in the picture. I means the ahankara. So the ahankara is managed and taken out of the picture, and the ahankara has to have shraddha. Out of all the qualifications, shraddha, reverence towards the Guru and the Shastra. Shastrasya, Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhi, Avadharana, the ability to hold the buddhi. What is the buddhi? The attitude. What is the attitude? Satya Buddhi. Satya Buddhi means whatever the Shastra is saying is true, and it is Satyam and it is hitam for me. Hitam means what? Beneficial to me. I have to hold that understanding. It's a belief pending understanding. For this understanding of myself as Ishvara, I have to hold this reverence and hold this understanding that this is for me. This is going to benefit me. And when the Shraddha is there, Jnanam absolutely has to take place. Shraddhavan labhate what? Chocolate cake. No? Okay. Jnanam. Thank you for correcting the quote. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Jnanam labdva param shantim. Same thing we are discussing here also in the Kathopanishad. What are we discussing? Param shantim adhigacchati. And so that shanti means there is no more inner conflict, outer conflict. There is no more wanting. A non-wanting life is a shanti-full life. Shanti-full, is it a word? It is now. So, a shanti life, a life full of shanti, is exactly what it is. And so, therefore, we need this, and this is why I should not try to interfere with the pramana operations. The I here means what? Ahankara. The ahankara must not interfere with the pramana operation, and then allow the pramana to operate. Therefore, I cultivate Shraddha. I cultivate bhakti towards the Shastra, towards the Guru, because that's my only redemption. No other redemption is possible by action. How do I know this? Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanah nirvedam ayat nasti akrutah kritena. Kritena karmana, by actions that are performed, akritam brahma na. This uncreated, infinite Brahman cannot be had by the created, finite actions. Brahman is a product or not? No. Yes, very good. It was a trick question, and everybody passed in flying colors. Brahman is not a product. And what can actions produce? Products. Various kinds of products alone the actions can produce. Brahman is not a product. It is not produced. Then where is it? What is it? It is always there. It was always there. It will continue to be always there. Whether Vyakrita in the manifest form or Avyakrita, unmanifest form. It will continue to be there. So I want this Brahman, but I can't manufacture Brahman. Just like you can manufacture various things, handicrafts, etc. Or you can weld two things together and you can manufacture. The limits of action have to be seen by the ahankara for it to let go. What are the limits of action? There's only 4 kinds of outcomes the actions can accomplish. What is the first type of action? Utpadyam. Something is not there, I bring it to being. Utpadyam. Like the seed I put under the ground, water, 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 then what happens? Sprout, and then bush, and then tree comes. The whole tree comes from the seed. And then utpadyam. Samskaryam, second kind of action, samskaryam, cleaning. There is a pot and I have thrown it away somewhere in the attic. When I'm cleaning, I find this pot. What is this? Full of tarnish. But then there is one spot of shine there, which was hidden from the elements. And then I see, aha, it's a copper pot. So you take some lemon, tamarind, whatever it is, and nicely rub, 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 rub. And then you have a shining copper pot, the second kind of action. Samskaryam. Third kind of action is modification, vikaryam. And the classic example is payaha and dadhihi. Dadhi means what? Yogurt. Payas, milk. Dadhi, payas. So the milk converts into yogurt because you put a little starter and then mix the milk and then you leave it in a warm place. 6 hours later, you have your curds. And at that point, you cannot say, what about my coffee? I needed some milk for the coffee. Can you undo this action? No. Vikaryam. You bring two things together and make a third thing. This is called vikaryam. And then what else do you have? Finally, apyam. Apyam means it is far away from me. If I want to fetch a book, which is where? In my room. It won't just come. I have to go there and fetch the book from my room and come back here. These are the limits of action. If you can think of any other type of action, you can come back and tell me, but you will not find. These are the limits of action. And then what? So therefore, this has to be properly understood. Which action are you going to use to gain Atma? Utpadyam? You will plant Atma seed and wait for it to grow? No. You will manufacture Atma? No. Brahman is not subject to manufacturing process. And then what is the second one? Samskaryam. Atma is dirty. I have to clean the Atma. Atma is not dirty because what is dirty will continue to become dirty again. If dirt is ajnanam and then I clean off ajnanam and Atma is like copper pot, what will happen? It will come back to ajnanam again. Samskaryam gone because Atma, the nature of the Atma does not require cleaning. Unless one is belonging to a mata that says Atma Deha Parimanam. The Atma is as good as the body or the size of the body, and so they have to clean the body, so they have to clean the Atma also. Some darshanas are there. But we are not part of that. Then Utpadyam, we have seen Samskaryam, no. And then Vikaryam, bring two things together and make Atma, lo and behold. Yes? Where is the second thing you will bring? How many Atmas are there? Only one. Or maybe I can bring Atma and Anatma together. Where has Anatma come from? Atma. Anatma ultimately is what? Atma. Nothing is other than Atma. Even what we call Anatma in the beginning, to be able to distinguish is what? Atma alone. So samskaryam, vikaryam, utpadyam, all crossed out. Last one, apyam. Atma is in the next room. Yes? I wish. Yeah. Atma cannot be in the next room. How can it be in the next room? It cannot be in the next room at all. And so, Atma, where is Atma? Everywhere. Wherever you are looking for it is Atma. The looker is Atma. It cannot be object. It cannot be objectified. So the limits of action, the one who has seen Parikshya, having examined the nature of action and the result of action, who is that? Brahmani charitum shilaha asya asti. Brahmana. The Brahmana, the one committed to Brahman, has seen the limits of actions and the results of action. And then what happens as a result of that? Then Nirvedam Ayat has also had many life experiences and understood the limits of all the life experiences. The first marriage is exactly like the second marriage. Yeah, same control issues. Just the upadhi of the person that one got married to is different. That's all. What about the third marriage? Looks slightly different in the beginning, but back to same old issues. Why? Because it's the karma, law of karma. First job is just like the second job. Third job is just like the first job. Same thing. It's all same. That's why whenever one is asked, How is it going? I suppose, is it Indian or American? I don't know. Yeah, maybe universal. I don't know. But this means I'm standing on a precipice, somehow balancing. Yeah. How is your new home? It's in a nice neighborhood. Neighbors are very noisy. They have small children and they are always very screeching all the time, and they have their friends. I feel like I'm living next to a zoo. That's why. How is the job? Pay is good, commute is bad. I'm in rush hour, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. How are the children? They're studying well, which is good, but they are teenagers and they don't listen to anything anybody says. That's not good. And one of them has dyed their hair green, bright green, confusing people whether trees have started to move. Okay. How is the marriage? You develop a tremor by the end of this. Chalta hai in every language. It's going. Life is kind of leading me. One examines this. You examine that everywhere it is. Anything you take. How was the restaurant? Yeah. Food was good, but the service was terrible. Portion was bad. Food was good. Food was bad. Waiter was good, but the food was bad. What is the use? Everything in life is this. This is the pariksha that one has to undergo. And everything born of karma is like this. Born of action is like this. Pariksha lokan. Loka means this loka, other lokas also. Even if you go to heaven, what will happen? You just go. You just imagine. You logically you see. If you go to heaven, what will happen? With the same mind that you have here, you have gone to heaven. Okay? And then you will wonder, why? Why I'm here, I know. I know because I have done a lot of good karma. I attended a few Vedanta retreats also. That's why I'm sitting here. But then you look around, because how long can you keep staring at God? How long? How long can you keep looking at God? You can't. So therefore, what? You just, after a little staring, then you naturally you have a human mind. You look around, who else is there? OMG, this fellow is sitting right next to me. Neighborhood Dada. What is Dada? Gunda. What is Gunda? Dada. Okay. Yeah, there is no translation for this. Yeah. Some kind of a mobster. Yeah. Local mobster. No. And sitting there right in front of Bhagavan, you are depressed. You're sitting in front of Mahavishnu and you are depressed. Deep depression you have gone into, and it doesn't sound right. I shouldn't be doing this. What is wrong with me? And you see one heavenly servant. They are also much happier than you are. The Taittiriya Upanishad says they are called Karma Devatas. Karmana Devan Apiyanti. Chaiwalas in heaven, you call them. Chaiwala in heaven. If you're a chaiwala on earth, you can become a prime minister. And if you're a chaiwala in heaven, you will enjoy much more long-term happiness. Then the person comes. I'm busy. What? I had a question. How this person came to heaven? I was vegetarian. I stopped eating everything. Four-legged, six-legged, chatushpat, Dvipadi, Chatushpadi, Ashtapadi, Navapadi, everything I stopped eating. And then here, this person has come to heaven. How get crashed? This is all wrong. Well, let me look at my notes. And then heavenly iPad comes out, and then Karma Devata says, this person brought a lot of people to God. What? I brought my friends to Vedanta retreat. Every retreat, I had a few of my friends. I dragged them unwillingly, bribed them with sweets and everything, and brought them and made them sit. I said, there you go. You must sit here. And how come this person brought more people to God? Well, whenever they were out on the street, everybody said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and went to Bhagavan. You see? So Pariksha Lokan includes what? Heaven also. Even heaven is completely analyzed. Same thing here. The same laws apply. Yad yadha iha, same Chandogya Upanishad quote only, karmachito loka kshiyate tat tatha amutra punyachito loka api kshiyate. Kshiyate decays, diminishes, goes away. Yad yatha iha. Iha asmin loke, in this loka, just as the karmachita means collected by karma, karmana, karma bhihi, that which has been collected, chita, to collect, gathered. So this karmachita loka, this loka where you have gathered all the good fortune by how? Karma, 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 karma. What kind of good fortune? That which is subject to kshaya. Whatever good fortune is subject to kshaya. You have lot of money, subject to kshaya. Terrible, because money has to be protected from itself. That is called inflation. How much can you invest? How much do you need? You don't know. So, yad yatha iha karmachitah lokah kshiyate. The same laws applies amutra also, elsewhere also, in other lokas. Punyachita loka means how do you go to other lokas? Here you can go to an exotic holiday, a cruise with the help of currency, money. How will you go to other loka? What is the currency? Punya. Holiday out. Here you were staying in holiday in. There, holiday out. So you go there, enjoy the holiday out, but at the same time, the punya is there. What is the punya doing? Diminishing, 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 diminishing. Until suddenly, you don't know when it is diminishing. I already told you, Chitragupta has kept secret accounts. Suddenly, one trap door opens in the middle of Urvashi Rambha concert, duet, and you're enjoying. Oh, how did they make that move? Oh my God, she's like a gazelle. How did she jump up so high? Oh, dhadam kshine loke kshine punye martya lokam dhadam iti vishanti. That's why every newborn baby cries, I suppose. Oh my God, what happened? I was in a nice concert. Kya ho gaya? Same laws apply. This is the universality. This is the intelligent creation. Same law has to apply. It cannot be that heaven is forever. That which is forever cannot be outside of you, because you delimit it. It delimits you. How can it be some heaven forever? Not possible at all. Please understand. So same laws here, where the currency goes, where the happiness goes, where everything that you enjoy comes to an end, there also the same laws operate, says the same Chandogya Upanishad that we are studying. A very oft quoted quote and a very famous quote, important quote. So therefore I have to do pariksha. Pariksha lokan, karma chitan. What happens? What happens? A slight disgust has to come. Nirvedam ayat brahmana. Like, okay, oh, again, same thing. Look at that, holiday number 1 is just like holiday number 2. Same thing, holiday number 3. Either there is water, or there is mountains, or there are trees, or a combination thereof. That is what is called holiday spot. And you fall for a glossy brochure. Very nice. White sands, green palm trees photo in this travel brochure. And then blue water. And on the white sand beach, there is a nice table with 2 chairs, you and the significant others, and a nice blue umbrella that is color coordinated with the ocean. And then 2 drinks which have the umbrella of their own. I don't know why that is there, but I have seen. Okay. And then you see, aha, this is my destination. In fact, let me make it my destiny. This is not just my destination, this is my destiny. Call up the travel agent. Yes, book it, let's go. And when you go there, you understand how many things have been photoshopped. Yeah, 1,000,000 bodies on the beach. In fact, you don't see white sand, you only see colored bodies. Yeah, bikinied bodies you see. Did you come all the way to see that? Did you come all the way to see people sunbathing? Is that what you wanted? No, but that's what you see. And then what happened to the nice table and umbrella and everything? There are 500,000 table and umbrella. And in fact, umbrellas, if you turn around, you hit the next umbrella. And this side, you hit the chair belonging to the next table. And what happened to the blue waters? In fact, that is all spoilt the view because there are gray buildings, concrete jungle of hotels and hotels and hotels and motels and all kinds of things. Very telling. All these have been photoshopped using tricks, AI and everything. This is what it is. You go there and it goes like this, the whole thing. Tadvijnanartham. So now you have come from the whirlpool of karma to finally understanding that it is not a product of action. Brahman, I have to understand because it is a swatasiddha vastu. It is myself alone. I have to understand. So you come from the realm of action reluctantly to the realm of what? Hello? Knowledge. Very good. Come from action to knowledge, dragging your feet, kicking the can down the road. You come to the realm of knowledge in spite of yourself, not because of yourself. Please understand. There are so many good karmas coming and unfolding to help you make this move. Tadvijnanartham. So it is not karma, not to accomplish, but to know that what I seek is already accomplished. Tadvijnanartham saha brahmanaha. What should that person do? Gurum eva abhigachet. Eva means only through a teacher can this begin. It doesn't say Shastram abhigachet. No. Yeah, otherwise it could have said Upanishadam abhigachet. No, it doesn't say that. Vedantam abhigachet. No. What does it say? Gurum eva abhigachet. Go to the teacher. Find a teacher. Find a teacher who knows. Find a teacher who talks, because sometimes the teacher knows, but then they are in maunam all the time. And this person gives the heart to that teacher. Why? Because grew up in a big family and there was a lot of noise. So wanted Shanti. Went to a teacher who doesn't talk. Of no use. Find the teacher who can teach you. It's not about whether you like the teacher or don't like the teacher. That's not the issue. That's why we have to transcend the personality of the teacher to see the person that is non-separate from you, that is non-separate from Ishvara, Purusha. This is what is the journey here, the inward journey that is going to be illustrated in what we are going to study in the Chandogya Upanishad. But this is a serious journey where I have to surrender not to the personality of the Guru. The surrender is not to the person. or the personality. The surrender is to the pramana which the Guru operates and handles. We have to understand this clearly. I'm not surrendering to the person. I'm not surrendering to the personality. What am I surrendering to? Pramana, which the person holds in their head, in their hands, given to them by their teacher, who got it from their teacher, all the way to Ishvara. So the surrender is to the pramana. The Sharanagati in the Pramana, the attitude of Ashraya, Sharanagati, meaning no other Sharana is available, as is illustrated very beautifully in the Viveka Chudamani. Very beautiful it is. And the student comes. Student comes and says, Durvara samsara davagni taptam dodhuyamanam duradrishtavatai bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityoho tvadanyam sharanam aham na jane. I don't know any other refuge than you, O Guru. Student approaches the teacher. Why? Durvara samsara. By the ill winds, foul smelling wind. You go here, walk a little bit there where that pipe is coming out, and some kinds of wastewater is being released to the Ganga. You will get a momentary but terrible foul smell. So the karma phala is like the foul smell. Constantly, all the time, if you are surrounded by that foul smell, how will the life be? Durvara, my own karma phala, is like this foul smell. And the samsara is like a forest fire. One side I'm surrounded by forest fire, and the other side foul smell. All my senses are under duress. They are assailed. I am in danger. Dodhuya manam, I'm repeatedly, intensely shaken up. Duradrishtavataihi, by the ill winds of bad fortune, bad karma. Wherever I go, it is hiding, and it comes out and says, boo, hello, I'm back. Terrible karma. And then, bhitam prapannam, therefore, I am the one who is doing sharanagati to you. Who I am? I am the one who is got lot of fear. I can't get up in the morning without being afraid. I can't go to sleep at night without being afraid. Paripahi Mrityoho, save me from this death, the death of everyday disappointment, dejection, and also the ultimate death of the body, which I think is me. Please save me from that. I don't know any other source of refuge. This knowledge has to be asked for. This knowledge has to be gained. That's why we don't bother with the personality of the teacher. The personality of the teacher is there to enjoy. It is more like a vibhuti. You can enjoy the personality, but you don't get hung up on the personality, because if you get hung up on the personality of the teacher, you will start finding faults. Oh, they're like this, they're like that, they walk like this, they walk like that. And all the issues come up, and then the person can no longer be a source of knowledge for you. So therefore, I have to keep this clear so that I steer clear of focusing on the personality of the Guru. Therefore, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Guru is elevated to Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and Brahman Sakshat. So therefore, I skip the personality, I transcend the personality, connect to the person that I am, but I can't yet see. I want to be the person the teacher is, I can't yet see. So therefore, I see the teacher only. I keep this relationship clear. Other relationships are vitiated. I gave you this, what are you going to give me? Oh, you don't like me because you're not looking at me. All these things, I keep that clear. Those are all what? My own issues. I don't project them onto the teacher. I don't project them onto the Shastra. I withdraw those projections. I take care of those projections. I see that there is a transference. This is what we were talking about in the satsang question also at night. Authority issues. It's a transference. I transfer the pain or the fear connected to father figure, mother figure, etc., on to the teacher. But no problem. Why? Because in our Shastra, we have all kinds of teachers. Those with mommy issues can go to a male teacher, safe, very nice. Those with daddy issues can go to a female teacher, safe, very nice. But I have a question. What is the question? I have both mommy issues and daddy issues. No problem. We have teachers who are what? Half human and half animal. Hayagriva was one such teacher. Haya means what? Horse. We saw that recently. Indriyani, Hayan, Ahuhu. Haya means horse. Face of the horse. Neck of the horse, body of a human being. In the Upanishad itself, it comes in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It comes. Sage Dadhyang, also known as Dadhichi. Sage Dadhyang was a great jnani. And being a great jnani, what did she say? But the thing is, he had no students at all. You wonder, such a great jnani sitting here, no students, what's wrong? There's something wrong with this picture. And so saying, the Ashwin twins, who are the Ashwin twins? Assistants of Dhanvantari, the healer Bhagavan. Bhagavan in the form of healer. So the assistants, Ashwin, they are twins, and unfortunately the mother named them the same. Ashwin number 1, Ashwin number 2. Identical twins, you can't tell them apart even by name. So the Ashwins go to Sage Dadhyang and say, there is something wrong, please teach us this knowledge. Rishi is very sad. He says, I can't teach. Why? What happened? Because Indra was my student. So what? Now let us be your students. No, Indra said, I should be the sole one who has this knowledge. If you teach anybody else, I will decapitate you. And Dadhyang Rishi said, I am not afraid of death, but I know that my prarabdha karma is not yet over. And the Ashwin said, don't worry, we have a solution. We saw one dying horse while coming here. We will give it moksha and then get that head and we will cut off your head. Dadhichi said, what is my karma? All the students that come to me want to cut off my head. No, not like that. Look at this ice chest. We have brought an ice chest. We are going to cut off your head before Indra cuts it off. And we are going to put your head on ice. And then you start teaching. When you finish teaching, Indra will be hopping mad, will come with a sword, not seeing anything, will cut off what? The horse's head. Then we will reattach and put nice sutures. No mark will even be there on the neck. We also know cosmetic surgery. Don't worry, you will not have wrinkles on the neck at all. As good as new you will be. Dadhichi sage agrees. And exactly how it happened, this is exactly how it happened. And then the followers of this rishi can say they got the knowledge from the horse's mouth. Yeah, see how nice it is. All kinds of teachers are there. Half human, half this thing. Sometimes even the animals are teachers. Satyakama goes in the forest because Satyakama is given one cow by the guru. He approaches the guru for knowledge, but instead of saying Sahana Vavatu and taking class, the guru gives him a cow and says, don't come back until it is 400. What? Is it at least pregnant? Do I have a little head start? No such thing. Go, don't come back for this until you have 400 cows. Satyakama, of course, is depressed because he wanted a Vedanta class. And instead of Vedanta class, he got a cow to take care of. take it to water, bring it back, find a mate for it. Hello, where are you? All this, such a big headache. Satyakama goes, and then sitting there depressed along with the cow, which is grazing in the on the side. And then what happens? One lion, he hears it meowing. Should lions be meowing? No, something is wrong. If the lion meows, it's the king of the jungle. It should roar. Wow. What happened? He goes to investigate. It has a thorn, very big thorn stuck in its paw. And then he talks to the lion talks back. Satyakama says, I know you're in pain. I'm also in pain because I wanted to understand Brahman, but my teacher told me to take care of this stupid cow and then bring back when it is 400. The lion says, here, take out this thorn and I will teach you a little bit about Brahman. Satyakama, desperate for the knowledge, does not think, after I take off the thorn, it may be hungry and it has invited me for lunch. It could be that it's inviting me. I'm going to have you for lunch. I'm going to have you over for lunch. Maybe it is saying that. Doesn't even pause. He's so desperate for the knowledge, so much jignasa. He does unthinkingly, he takes off the thorn. The lion teaches him about Brahman. Again, he goes on his way, and then the heron, which has swallowed the fish wrong way, and the bone is stuck in the throat. And that's how, my dear friends, the Heimlich maneuver was invented, discovered. And then he goes to the behind the heron and goes like this. And then, pooh, the bone comes out. The heron teaches him a little more about Brahman like this. He studies. So you see, the teachers come in all shapes, all sizes, animal, human, everything is a teacher. You study Dattatreya's Charitra. 33 teachers of all kinds, everybody, even a tree is a teacher. And so, but the teacher here is the teacher of Brahma Vidya, who can operate the pramana, and make you understand and see what she or he sees. That is the teacher. Mahavakya Upadesha Karta. Who is Shrotriya. Shrotriya means what? Who has studied properly under a proper lineage. Not a lineage that says, I am God, but you are not. No. Properly, without distorting the Upanishad, that kind of a lineage the teacher should have studied in. And then finally what? Then finally, Brahmanishtha. Meaning committed to the teaching, not committed, not having a lot of fingers in every pie. This kind of a person alone I should approach for this knowledge. And having approached, what should the Brahmana do? Samit Panihi. Approach humbly, for asking for the knowledge. Don't go empty-handed. Riktapanir na pashyet. 3 kinds of people must never be seen empty-handed. Rajanam, Daivatam, Gurum. Riktapanihi means the one who is empty-handed. Don't go empty-handed. To whom? Raja, king. King means some even prime minister, president, whatever it is king. Even if you did not vote for them, if you are going to meet them, the courtesy shows that you have to take something small, whatever it is you can afford. Fruits, flowers, anything. The point is the heart, the feeling in the heart. Daivatam, you don't go to a place of worship empty-handed. Even if you forgot to buy flowers, fruits, you put some money in the hundi. Then Guru also. The teacher, you must not see empty-handed. This is the custom which people follow to this day. And then, so like this, the whole thing is very, very, very beautiful. This Mundaka Vakya is an entry for us into the Chandogya Upanishad to see the seriousness of the Pramana and to be in a place to accept the teaching and to make this retreat really worth one's while. We have to do this. And so, therefore, now we will enter the Chandogya Upanishad. It starts off in a very interesting way, which is its apurva, one of its apurvatas, one of its unique features. Usually, what happens? Who approaches who? Teacher or student? Student approaches the teacher. Here, the father approaches the son. Why? Shvetaketu was sent to Gurukula Vasa for 12 years. At the age of 12, our Shvetu, our protagonist, went to Gurukula. Nice system. Came back after 12 years. 12 plus 12? 24. Came a little late, but correct answer. And in the 24th year came back. This is a good system. Before all the hormones of teenage and the rebellion rages, you send the fellow to the guru. Be there. Study, not the parents' problem. Parents are enjoying. And then the guru is there with all the other children. He or she is there. This is called Gurukula Vasa. They are taught the Vedas, not the meaning so much, but the recitation of Veda, Nyaya, all the subjects. And he's graduated. Snataha. There is a ritual bath you take to show you are no longer in Brahmacharya Ashrama. Ready to get married, but not entered Grihastha. He came home looking very strange. You should really hear Pujya Swamiji talk about this. Yeah. Shirt half unbuttoned, Pujya Swamiji would say. Yeah. Jeans which are holy jeans, full of holes. More holes than fabric. In fact, that's in fashion. It's called distressed jeans. It's more costly than the jeans which have fabric. Why? Because you have to get that effect of like this person doesn't have anything to eat. That kind of an effect it has to have. It's called distressed jeans. I never understood why it was called distressed jeans. Actually, it's a transference. It's the parents of the people who wear those jeans who are distressed, not the jeans. Okay? Yeah. So the parents, it causes the parents distress. Therefore, distressed jeans he wears, saunters in, guitar, playing guitar, and then at the same time, noise cancelling headphones because he doesn't want to hear anything. The parents take one look at each other and say, what happened to him? Did he get exchanged at the Gurukula? What happened to him? And he is proud, head in the clouds. And the, what is its name? The Shruti uses a very beautiful word, Anuchana Mani. Anuchanam means repetition, chanting. So he is very good at repeating the Vedas. He has memorized the entire Veda. And he is a Samavedi because Chandogya Upanishad belongs to Samaveda. He says, east or west, I am the best. Nobody else other than me. Look at me. Look at the way I chant. Look at the way I do this. Fantastic I am. Anuchana Mani. And then what happens? He comes in and the parents are very concerned. Parents say, you know what? Did you ask for that knowledge, knowing which everything is as good as known? This is a recurring theme in every Upanishad. There's one knowledge, knowing which everything is as good as known. If you don't know this knowledge, you don't know anything at all. You know a lot of nothing. That's what you are. Did you ask for that knowledge? Guess what Shvetaketu says? My teachers must not have known because I was the best student. If they had known, they would have taught me. The father repeats it sternly. I didn't ask you what your teachers knew or did not know. I didn't ask you to judge your teachers. I asked you if you asked for that knowledge. Then he becomes a little more humble and says, is there such a knowledge? And the father says, you bet there is this knowledge and you must know it because in our whole family, there are only Brahmavits. There are only knowers of Brahman. There is no Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu means relative of a person who knows Brahman. So that you can say, my great great grandfather knew Brahman, I am related to him. My grandmother knew Brahman, my auntie knew Brahman, I'm related to her. You become what? Related to a person who knows Brahman. It's a sarcastic compliment, meaning you don't know, you are related to somebody who know. You kind of, you are great by some kind of an association, not by anything that you know. You can't just rest on somebody else's laurels. You have to know this. And therefore, that is how the teaching begins. Rest we will see at what time? 4 o'clock. We'll meditate for a bit now and then we will go. Behind that curtain, you can please close these two, whoever is sitting there behind you. राम बोलो 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 राम, राम बोलो 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 राम, राम बोलो 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 राम, राम 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 बोलो बोलो राम, सीता बोलो बोलो राम, सीता बोलो बोलो राम, राम बोलो बोलो राम, राम बोलो बोलो राम, हनुमान बोलो बोलो राम, हनुमान बोलो बोलो राम, राम 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 बोलो बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो रघुराम, बोलो राम, बोलो रघुराम, राम बोलो बोलो राम, राम बोलो बोलो राम. Allowing the chant to bring me back to myself. Going through the steps, firming up the seat, eyes softly closed, head, neck and back, I make sure are in one line. Dehavikshanam, objectifying the body, seeing it exactly how it is. I am a living, breathing statue, visualizing myself sitting in front of a mirror. Pranavikshanam, changing the focus from the body to the breath. Manovikshanam, I now look at the mind without following the thoughts, without shunning the thoughts. If the mind runs away with the observer, so to speak, I bring myself back to watching the mind. Now the mind is prepared for japa. I place the mantra. You can use a mantra, whatever you have, or you can use Om Namah Shivaya. Place the mantra in the mind reverentially. And as one starts to chant it, it's good to remember that distractions take place in between one chant and another. So focusing on the spaces between the chants helps the concentration. Begin the chant now. allowing the chant to stop, enjoying oneself, the version of oneself after the chanting practice. I discover myself to be an appreciative, non-demanding, non-judgmental, compassionate, and accommodative person. This is my Swarupa. I am comfortable being myself. We can acknowledge that silently if that is true. I am comfortable being who I am. This means I do not need any comforting from the outside. Perhaps I can even be a source of comfort to others, at least for today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.